welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Mariam, and as you guys can see from the title, I will be doing things I wish I knew before starting medical school. And if you are new to this channel, go ahead and subscribe. And I'm waiting. Just go ahead and do it now. If you have not watched my previous video, go ahead and watch my previous video before watching this video. Okay? We got that? Are we on the same page? Okay, then let's get into the video. The first thing I wish I knew before starting medical school. Medical school is durable, but medical school requires a lot of work. You have to be a hard worker to succeed in medical school, or to even like get done with the first year of medical school or the second year of medical school. You have to be a hard worker. And I promise you, like, you can be smart, you cannot be smart. You have to be a hard worker. You have to be dedicated to whatever you're doing. You have to be dedicated to your coursework. That's the only way things gonna be smooth. The next thing I wish I knew before starting medical school, it's okay to cry. I wish I knew that. It's okay to cry. It's okay to express your emotions. Yeah. You're gonna have a good day someday, and you're gonna have some bad days. Cry it out. And get right back on. That's true though. It is true. Next thing I wish I knew before starting medical school. You either gonna be ahead of your class during the semester, or you're gonna be behind. Yes, that will happen. The problem is, for what I think, is you just can't be behind all the time. There is something that you are doing wrong. And if you are ahead, you also want to make sure that you are mastering this information that you're putting down or putting aside, telling yourself that you are done with it and it's okay, you can go ahead. You are mastering this information by doing questions. The next thing I wish I knew before starting medical school was that lecture is helpful. Hold up now, hold up. Don't come at me. I know if you're already in medical school, you're going to be like, girl, what did you just say? Lecture, what? Lecture is helpful. God, I'm choking. Lecture is very helpful. So the way I studied, the way I found my study method, I realized that lecture was very helpful. So you're going to have bad lecture, don't get me wrong, and you're also going to have good lectures. So I'm speaking mostly on good lectures. So if you know that this faculty is doing his or her absolutely best to put the information out there, to go deeper and not just reading from the PowerPoint, attend these lectures and ask questions. Another thing I wish I knew was preparation is the key. You have to be prepared, and that's the only way lecture is going to work for you. I don't know if that makes sense. So if you prepare yourself before attending lecture, if you start to look at that previous material, that material that I do today, or look at that, just scan over the PowerPoint before getting to lecture, even if the professor is saying something totally different or kind of like contradicting his or herself, you would definitely know. Now you have a questions to ask, because whatever that you scan through, whatever that you look at prior is completely different from what the professor is saying or teaching about. So that can be helpful as well. So in order to like a good lecture or attend a good lecture, you have to be prepared. So the only way lectures can be helpful to you unless you do a little bit of preparation. Like maybe 20 minutes of your time in the morning, 30 minutes of your time. Just set up your schedule, and you know that can work. But good lectures can be helpful if you want it to be. The next thing I wish I knew before starting medical school was office hours faculty's office hours is open. It's still open as undergrad. Even though it's a professional school, but don't stress out. Yes, it's a professional school, but faculty's office hours is still open. They be wishing that you were even going to visit them. I know for my school, my professor be wishing that you were even going to visit them. Some. Yeah, but make use of office hours because, I mean, you're spending all this money and you don't want to be left confused. Go there and let that person repeat the information, and it's okay. Relearned. Forget and relearned. It's okay. So yeah. The next thing I wish I knew before starting medical school, it's impossible to know everything. You would not know everything. So let that sink in. You will have your weakness and you will have your stronghold. But you cannot know everything. That's impossible. Very impossible. I wish I knew that. Next thing I wish I knew before starting medical school was having a support system is very important. It is very, very important. Like I said previously, it's okay to cry. It's okay to express your emotions. But having a support system, it is very, very good. Because some days, and I understand that when you are in medical school, you are busy. You have to have people that will check up on you. It's going to sound a little bit selfish, but it's just the truth. And like I said, everything I'm saying and things I've experienced and things I know that I can relate to, when I have the time to catch up with all the friends, catch up with all the family members. But you have to have somebody on the side that will take you through medical school. Next thing I wish I knew before starting medical school was that you don't have to invest in every resources out there. Did you hear me? Huh? Did you get that part? Oh, you do not have to invest in every learning resources out there. Take a little step. Take a baby step with it. Not because somebody come to you and say, hey, I use this thing in my first 2 years of medical school. Or I use this in my first year of medical school. This is great. This is awesome. $500. Boom. You pay for it because somebody told you that it worked for them. It's that person, not you. So you have to be very, very smart. Because you know, medical student, we always broke. Okay? So you have to make sure that you're using your money wisely. Do not just buy every medical learning resources out there, because I promise you probably would just want to use one and have the other one, because you don't have the time to be using all of these things. And the more resources you use, the most confused you get. Yes, you have to stick to what works for you. And I know, like, you just started medical school, so you definitely won't really know. You can't tell what works for you. That's why I'm telling you now. Do baby step. Do baby step with the resources. Get the first one. Your first go-to should be your school material, which is your PowerPoint. That should be your first go-to. And then take baby step. On the other note, why am I saying this? Your school also sometimes have question banks that they give you access to. So get your PowerPoint and start to use your school question bank or what material your school offers. Try to see that, try to work that first. If it doesn't work, now look into something else. And you guys know that medical school materials out here ain't cheap. It's not. $200, $300, $500, $700, $600. That's a lot of money. I wish I knew that. The next thing I wish I knew before starting medical school, it's not a competition. Who are you competing with? You don't even know these people. And you just start competing. With who? It is not a competition. And let me tell you guys why I'm saying this. Medical school is not a competition. It is your own self journey to your MD. Okay? It's what you do, how well you do it, and how well you are doing. In medical school, it's an individual journey. People come to medical school with different backgrounds. Some people start a career that's somehow relating to everything that you do in your first year of medical school. So you don't want to compete with anyone because everyone is different. Everyone has a different background. So you just need to focus on yourself and make sure you are doing well and okay. The last thing I wish I knew before starting medical school, it's okay. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Seek help when you need help. Don't sit and say, I got this, because you don't have it. Seek help. Be kind to yourself. Go to counseling. Talk it out. Talk your week out. If you don't have that person to vent to, you don't have that person to cry to, go to your school counseling department. Find a counselor. Go and just cry it out. You don't have to be the same. You don't have to have a mental issue before you see a counselor. You don't have to. So seek help and be kind to yourself. That was it, guys. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will definitely see you in the next video. Bye bye.